Welcome to the Technology with Purpose Forum. Today, we are going to learn what a case structure is in LabVIEW. I hope you find this topic interesting, and I will do my best to make it easy for you to understand. Let's get started. First, let's open LabVIEW. I'm going to create a new 6 for this. Let's arrange the front and back panels to make it easy for the viewers. Now, let's search for the types of structures available in the library. You can see the list of all the structures available in LabVIEW. I'm going to select this entire basket here. You can see there are various structures available here, such as while loop, sequence structure, case structure, etc. Let's focus on the case structure, as this is the topic we'll be covering in this video. You can see there is a conditional terminal available on the left side of the structure. Essentially, this is the trigger point that decides the type of trigger for the case structure. It can be Boolean, integer, string, etc. You can connect any type of data to this conditional terminal, as long as it has multiple states. Let's take an example of a Boolean type case structure. For this, I'll add a Boolean control on the front panel. Let's use a push button. Let's connect this control to the conditional terminal of the case structure. Once you connect it, all the possible cases for this control will automatically appear at the top middle of the case structure. In this case, there are only two, true or false. Now, let's use this structure to trigger an event. I'll add an indication lamp to the front panel to turn it on/off based on the button's state. We'll connect the possible states to this lamp in the various case structure states. For example, when the state is true, the lamp should be on, so I'm connecting a true constant to it when the true state of the case structure is active. Similarly, I'll connect a false constant to the lamp when the false state is executing in the case structure. Now, in order to continuously run this structure, I need a while loop with a control button. Let's take it from the structure library and add a stop button. Now, let's run the program and see how it works. You can see that whenever I press the push button, the lamp turns on. Let's also see what exactly happens during execution by turning on the highlighter. You can see that when the push button is pressed, the true state of the case structure is executed, and as a result, the true constant is passed to the indication lamp. On the other hand, when the push button is not pressed, the false condition is executed, which turns the lamp off. Now, let's change the data type of the case structure's trigger point. Currently, it's a Boolean. Let's see what happens if we connect an integer control to it. Let's first add an integer control to the front panel. Now, let's connect it to the case structure. You'll notice that the default case has changed from true to 0, as the control data type is now integer. Now, let's connect the true and false constants for each case, 0 and 1, respectively. Let's see what happens. As you can see, when the value is 0, the lamp turns on, while it turns off when the value is 1. Since the data type is now integer, we can have multiple cases because it can represent any integer number. You can link any integer value to any output condition, depending on the requirements of your project. I hope I've explained the case structure in a simple way that makes it easy to understand. Thank you so much for your time. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to the channel.